1 year ago, this was my life, and I had no idea what was coming. So my employer decided to restructure the business unit. I decided to interview myself from 1 year. Where am I? Who are you? I'm you, 1 year from now. I only had two questions for him. First, what was going on in his head? And second, to give me a work and a personal example of what he was doing at that time. Would his answers surprise you? Alright, let's get this over with. Alright, thanks for being here. I mean, I didn't really have a choice. This is a conversation I wish I could have had 1 year ago. Okay, that sounds a bit dramatic. Oh, it is. Trust me. So let's start simple. 1 year ago, what was going through your head? To think about it honestly, I was on a fixed routine, well motivated. I was putting my employer first and not much thought about work-life balance. Looking at my future self, not with the company anymore, I'm really thankful to have had a good job, good salary, and good people to work with. But every morning on that train, I'm not paying attention to anything else except for when I plan my annual vacations with my wife and family. It was work, work, work. Yeah, I remember that feeling. Okay, so give me one work example, something that really shows where your headspace was at. Oh yeah, that's easy. Remember that meeting? I'm sure you do. The one where we were meeting our team and trying to launch our pilot initiative, pivoting from sales conversations where we were product focused to a needs-based conversation, and they were asking for a few additional months. Oh yeah, I remember that. But somehow we did it at the end of the month last January. Well, in your case, future end of January. We had a great team, didn't we? Yeah, we really had a good thing going. I mean, assuming we don't have it anymore. If I'm not working there in the future, I'll miss all of them. They really give me inspiration to wake up every morning. You will miss them. Heads up, two of them will take on new roles as part of their ongoing development, and you'll end up hiring someone that will add to the greatness of the team. But no more spoilers. You'll see what happens. So now give me one personal example, something outside of work that was going on in your life. Do you remember our F-150? It was in the top 10 most stolen vehicles in Ontario. Yeah, we love that truck. That was actually our fourth F-150, and our Italian buddy from finance heckled us all the time that we were changing vehicles more than he owned any of his. Well, as you would remember, we traded in that truck for a 2021 Ford Expedition Platinum Max. What a mouthful. Do we still have that vehicle in the future, or did we end up getting that F-150 Lightning we were looking at? Yeah, we almost did change the vehicle, but the economics weren't working out in our favor. So we still have the Expedition, and so far it's performing really well. So what's changed? Why are you wasting time doing this interview? You should be making sure we exceed our Q1 2026 goals. Yeah, about that. You do set those goals, but a lot will change. You'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Still give it your all, we still have shares, and we need to ensure that they do well. Well, that's not fair. It's a YouTube video. We gotta keep this from going too long. Don't worry, our audience knows what happens at this point, but they are the ones who are important to us today. Thank you, and I'll see you 1 year from now. You just had an interview with myself. I could have been a lot better in terms of the execution of it and the editing and the way I actually did it. But that's more practice to come. So, did anything surprise you? Probably not. Most of us who are working in the corporate world are spending a lot of time trying to be a better version of yourselves year over year, stretching yourself and trying to do good for the company that you work for. And nothing is wrong with that. January 2025 to the time I got notice, we were really working on making a big difference for the business. So I could have taken this a couple of ways. I could have been bitter. I could have been, sleeping late, not doing anything with myself. I could have jumped back into the saddle right away, but I decided that to keep myself sane and look at this as an opportunity, I decided not to jump back in and take the time to figure things out. I think that I want to give it a chance where I'm going to do something different and see if I can make something of it, because it'll be part of my retirement plan anyway. And you know what? I think I have a couple of months to decide on whether I want to keep pursuing this or whether I'll jump back into the corporate world. It's an opportunity that I think the colleagues, some of you who are looking at this and are in the corporate world or working for someone, you know, you don't have that opportunity. You get the luxury of a payment, a salary every week, every 2 weeks, or every month, as the case may be. And, you know, you get roped into the bills, the mortgage, the credit cards, all of that stuff. So I think I'm in a unique position to try something. It may work, it may not. It's still January 2026. I have started the channel, as you all know, and I have actually started to ramp up a somewhat side hustle that I started in 2025. So that Ford expedition that you heard about in the interview, I actually signed up for rideshare services. Now I have been going out more often, and I'm with Uber, Lyft, and actually with Hop now. So I'm with 3 rideshare companies, and I'm not always out there. Starting to learn the tricks of the trade. I've subscribed to a couple of other new channels. I'll talk about them a little more in another video, but I'm learning a lot. I can see this being a business where people look down on you, but I'm looking at it as, how can I make this profitable? My vehicle is not a small, light, or electric vehicle, so it's very expensive to maintain and run. So I'm trying to see if it's a bit of a challenge. I'm trying to see if I can make this work. So there's a lot of things I don't know about rideshare. So I'm gonna learn or experience those things and then come back and tell you what I have done. Outside of rideshare, obviously, rideshare is just the thing that gets me up in the morning. So I'm up 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. on the road, helping people get to the office or get to their job place. For now, I don't want to keep this any longer than it really is. So I'm doing rideshare. You know, I have a couple of things in the pipeline, and this channel will stay somewhat related to experiences of driving. So hence the rideshare services that I'm doing, and a couple of other things that are coming up I will talk about later on in future videos. So thanks again, and all the best. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to hear more, and select the bell option so that you can get notified whenever new video drops. Okay, stay tuned. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.